Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, once again on a Sunday night for the Blazing Pedals TRJ Karting Arca Series. Joining me, as always, is Terry, the Taffy Man Foster. Terry, how you doing tonight?
Doing great, Sam. Here we are in Lebanon, Tennessee, just outside of Nashville, the Nashville Super Speedway. This little 1.333 mile track. Looks like it's going to be exciting, Sam. I have one key thing I want to talk about just real quick. Pit lane entrance. It's going to be rough. We're going to need to watch on that.
Good to know, Terry. Pit lane entrance going to be a struggle to get on tonight. We're doing 162 laps, 215 miles. As always, a wheel spin will determine a competition caution. If a caution comes out before that, there will be no competition caution. Your fuel window tonight is between 30 and 35 laps. And Terry, I heard you have somebody you want to talk to this evening.
Yeah, I want to bring up the bridesmaid, the one and only, the driver of the 88, Jamie Walker. If we can get him up here real quick.
All right. Terry, you got him.
Jamie, you got us?
Yeah, I got you. Go ahead.
Hey, bud. First and foremost, we're going to make this kind of quick. What happened last week?
Well, the last 2 weeks now, the VR is cut out there towards the end of the race there, so it's kind of caused some havoc with points and finishes and everything like that. So I'm hoping tonight it'll stay together.
Okay, another question. Do you think you had it to get to Chris Carroll last week?
It would have been real close. I know that. I mean, I was flying there at the end, but I don't know if I would have caught him, but it would have been pretty close.
Okay, and with your VR issues, do you think you got that figured out?
We'll see what happens tonight.
Again, for it. Well, I'm looking through some stats of yours, bud. Your actual last win was last season in the Xfinity car at Chicago. You led 27 laps there for a green-white checkered, I think is what we ended up at. Then you're actually, your last win, that was your points win. You actually ran a chase Phoenix in December for last year on round 4. We know you're hungry, bud. I mean, what do you think that 88's got in it tonight?
Yeah, like I said, I'm in a drought right now, still trying to figure out the bugs and everything else. So it's just, I mean, I'm enjoying the season. I just had a lot of bad luck, and I'm hoping things will change here soon.
All right, bud. Well, we'll let you get back down to your team. I just wanted to touch base with you tonight to see how things are going with that 88.
Hoping to keep all 4 wheels on it and out of the wall and finish the race.
All right, bud. Well, good luck, and we hope we get to see you at the end of this thing.
Driver in the number 88, Jamie Walker. Terry, you know how it is. We all run VR, having issues. What do you think? You think he might have it figured out and he's good to go for tonight?
But just like he said, I hope so, man. This seeing that 88 having to leave a race early is really disappointing. I mean, for us all, because we like Jamie. He's an awesome race driver out here for us every week, and man, I want to see him get that win. I mean, again, actually, Sam, it's been over a year since he's won.
Yeah, it's been a while since that 88 has put it in victory lane. He's going to go ahead and try tonight here in Nashville. And Terry, another thing we got to mention is tonight is the first time these guys have tackled this racetrack.
Yeah, definitely. Didn't they run this in a all-star race or something like that?
No, that was the fairgrounds.
Oh, okay. I forgot about that one too. But yeah, first time these guys have seen this, and we got us a full field tonight, saying 30-some drivers right now. So I mean, it's going to be interesting. Like I said, I think my key of the race tonight is that pit entrance. There is 2 ways into the pit. I'm not sure what iRacing has to tell them they have to do, but I guess we're going to have to see and wait and find out when these guys start pitting.
We're going to definitely keep an eye on pit road. Another thing we got to keep an eye on tonight is pit strategy. I've been hearing that drivers can take a set of tires each time. Remember, these guys only get 4 sets of general tires in the pits, plus the one they start on, which means 5 sets total here tonight in Nashville. So it's going to be interesting to see who's going to take tires and who's going to maybe save a set for maybe a late race caution or something. I'd say we're going to have to keep an eye on everybody.
Well, and something I find kind of interesting is you actually told me you think these guys on fuel runs can actually change tires every time. But then again, I told some of these guys, we got a wheel spin to do too. So that might kind of determine some stuff.
Terry, you mentioned the wheel spin, and we can actually go ahead and get that out of the way now. So I'll go ahead and bring up the wheel.
Alrighty.
We're spinning the wheel for the competition caution. Lap 81. 81, Terry. 8-1.
That's not horrible, Sam.
No, it's not. I mean, we got 162 laps. That's pretty much about halfway. So, not only we also, ladies and gentlemen, like to point out that we do give stage points halfway through the race. It's always halfway. That's why every race ends in an even number. So, regardless if there's a caution or not, at halfway, the top 10 drivers do receive stage points. Figured we should probably mention that. But lap 81 will be your competition caution tonight, unless a caution comes out before that. Then there won't be one. So we're going to have to keep an eye on these drivers. But that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and get the pre-race festivities going. And right now I'd like to introduce the one and only Jason Powell with tonight's invocation.
Thank you, Sam and Terry, for all the things that you're doing for us. So let us bow in prayer. Lord, we come to you tonight with a thankful heart. We thank you for all the mercy and the guidance and the strength that you give us. We thank you for giving us another day. We ask you, Lord, to be with us tonight as we race. Help us, Lord, to have fun and be respectful to one another. We thank you, Lord, for giving us another opportunity to come together. And we ask you, Lord, if there's one that doesn't know you and a free pardon of sin, we ask you, Lord, to soften their heart, prick their heart. Help us, Lord, to be a light for you, and so they might come to know you. And help us, Lord, as we go throughout the week, Lord, to try to be a light for you, show people your way, and just go with us, be with our friends and our family. And in Jesus' name we pray, amen.
That was driver the number 18, Jason Powell, with our invocation. And now, everyone, if you could please rise and remove your hats for tonight's national anthem, done, as always, by Joshua Rutherford.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you, Joshua Rutherford, as always, for doing our national anthem every week. And Terry, one thing, we got about a minute or so left here before these guys get into qualifying. Do you have a pick tonight?
Oh boy, I was. It's funny you asked why the national anthem was playing. I was looking through last week's stats, and buddy, Chris Carroll's looking good. I mean, right now, let's see who is Jamie Walker's looking good. He's fastest right now. Chris Carroll, Dalton Kilroy, Blake Decker. Wow. Chris Legue, I tell you what, bud, this is anybody's race.
It definitely is, Terry. And I'm kind of on the fence as well. I'm not sure who to pick tonight. We normally jump all over the place, so I got to go ahead and always got to go with an underdog. And tonight, I picked him before, but I got a good feeling tonight. Number 64, Joshua Rutherford.
So, I'm going out on a limb here, Sam. Driver of the 92, Blake Decker.
There you have it, everyone. Terry's going with the number 92 of Blake Decker. My pick, number 64, Joshua Rutherford. Go ahead and put your picks in the chat. Let us know what driver you're going for. Drop their number, drop their name. Let us know. We want to see who everybody's rooting for out in the chat. As we got about 15 seconds left to go before Savage Edge qualifying.
Yeah, speaking of Savage Edge, Sam, we know Corey and Amanda, they kind of run that. I want to wish them a happy anniversary. Their anniversary is, mid last week, 7 years together. Happy anniversary, guys.
Happy anniversary to Corey and Amanda Sherman. Go ahead and throw happy anniversary out in chat for them. So, Terry, we saw the time set in practice. I'm wondering who is going to be able to put it on the poll for the MFRD poll award.
Well, again, we've seen Chris Carroll being fast. We've seen Jamie Walker being fast. I think Corey Sherman actually was he was up there. The Lone Dutchman, Philip Van Fleet, he was actually up there. Of course, my pick, Blake Decker in the 92, he was up there. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see how this unfolds.
Couple of guys electing to get out on track right now and get their times, and one of them being my pick of the number 64, Joshua Rutherford. He's coming out on track. We're going to keep a camera on him. I actually see Josh is out in chat. He's actually going with the number 33 of John Perkins, Terry.
John Perkins in the 33. Let's see, John's not even on track yet.
Green flag for the number 64. He's going to go down into turns 1 and 2, running a middle groove there. Terry, I was talking to a couple of guys before the race, and they were telling me that the tires, they take a couple of laps to heat up, so qualifying is definitely going to be interesting to see who's going to set this fastest time tonight.
Yeah, Sam, I got to go down pit road and talk to a few of these other drivers, too, just like as you did. My first guy was Rick Thompson in that 76. He was telling me he feels that the track is slick daytime and night, but there is a transition of the way it feels slick at night. I'm not sure. It says it's better at night. So, of course, the track's going to cool down. You'll get some rubber on the track.
Also, like to shout out Joshua Rutherford's YouTube channel, Mullet Music Productions. Go check his YouTube channel out. Cross the line here for number 64. Not really able to improve too much. He's going to be third quickest with a 30.810. 30.810 for the number 64. Got the number. Oh, go ahead, Terry.
Oh, I was just going to say Chris Carroll just finished his up, and he is sitting at the top of the board right now with 30.42.
Driver the number 18, Jason Powell, out there taking his qualifying run. Down in turns 3 and 4, he's going to be running the bottom of the racetrack, trying to hug that race car down on that yellow line, out of turns 3 and 4, across the line. It's going to be a 30.724. Good enough for third fastest for the number 18 of Jason Powell, a 30.724.
Wow, and I don't even know if Jason was in the practice earlier, Sam.
Couple of people I'd like to point out, they were a little lower on the practice charts, but putting up good qualifying times. The number 15 of Mike Hamlin setting us 30.759, good enough for 5th place right now, along with his teammate Dave Seats running a 30.776, which is good enough for 7th place right this second. We got actually Terry, newcomer Andy Politsky believe he ran last week. He just put it second fastest with a 30.564.
Yeah, I think Andy's fitting in here. Oh my gosh, yeah, I think Andy is fitting in there with the Blazing Pedals guys. Really good, Sam.
Driver in the number 29, Trevor Harmon, coming out of turn number 4 across the line here. It's good enough for fourth quickest for the number 29, 30.632. 30.632 for the number 29, Trevor Harmon. The number 89 of Philip Van Vliet, the Dutchman. Terry, he just ran fourth quickest.
Number 6 spot, that 44 Aaron Bach over. He just ran a 30.69. I mean, we got a lot of fresh names up here at the top.
We got a bunch of names we really haven't seen up in the top 10 all season too much. So, new track for these guys. It's going to be interesting to see who will pull off the win this evening. Chris Carroll holding on to the pole right now with a 30.424.
I'm starting to wonder if these guys are liking this new track. They haven't been here. We're kind of getting back to a short track situation with the league. Maybe we're going to start seeing a lot of this.
So we got the number 4, Tanner Marr, out on the racetrack right now, taking his qualifying run.
Tanner Marr in practice ran a 30.710, 27th fastest.
Going down into turns 3 and 4 again, trying to get that car all the way down to the yellow line. Looks like it's kind of difficult, especially on these colder tires. Out of turn number 4, across the line. It's going to be good enough for 15th quickest with a 30.861. A 30.861 for the number 4, Tanner Marr.
Had a few of these guys up. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, Terry.
All right. Well, I talked to a few of these guys. They all kind of said the same thing about coming off the turns. If you're getting in that gas too much, it just, gets really, really wild on the back end of that car.
Tanner Marr finishing up his qualifying run across the line here. Bumps himself up a little bit quicker. 7th place with a 30.714. 30.714 for the number 4 of Tanner Marr.
88 Jamie Walker just now rolling out of the pits. I'm going to keep an eye on him.
As you watch him, we're watching the number 34 of Greg Moore out here. Got the green flag coming out of turn number 4. And across the line. Good enough for 19th place for the number 34, a 30.924.
Sam, something interesting. 41, Dalton Kilrow has not taken a lap yet.
Watching the number 12 of Mark Arthur back in the pink colors. He's out there starting his qualifying run. Across the line. Ooh, good enough for 4th place with a 30.568. 30.568 for the number 12 of Mark Arthur. Terry, someone I wanted to watch was the number 71 of Chris Legout. It looks like he's going out for his qualifying run. Let's keep a camera on him. He was sitting 5th in practice.
Just watched Jamie Walker do his first lap of a 30.75 out there. Turned out was good enough for 14th. See if you can get that better time on that.
It looks like Chris Legout decided to bring it down pit side. Not happy with something with that number 71 machine. We'll go back to Jamie Walker in the number 88. Cross the line. Good enough for 2nd place with a 30.495 for the 88. 30.495 for the 88 of Jamie Walker.
Just as you're saying that, the 3 of Corey Sherman, he got the 3rd spot there with a 30.54.
Number 41 of Dalton Kilrow out on the racetrack. Looks like he's completing his qualifying run. Good enough for 8th position with a 30.581. Actually tied with 7th place Paul Ellison. So 30.581 for the 41 of Dalton Kilrow.
Dalton Kilroy right now being our points leader.
Taylor Butcher Benjamin out on the racetrack. Not sure if he's going to take his green flag or if he's just going around to get some heat in them tires. We'll watch the number 1 here, Ty Morosco, coming out of turn number 4 across the line. 11th quickest for Ty Morosco with a 30.660. Brian Dees goes second quickest, Terry, with a
Wow.
30.467. So move Brian Dees up to second place. Looks like everybody who wanted to take a time has taken a time right now. As it stands, Chris Carroll, your pole sitter, with Brian Dees to his outside. Only, well, no, 3 drivers in the top 5 able to get down in the 400 second or section. Everybody else in the 5, 6, 7s.
I'm listening to Mark give everybody their whys and whatnots, what to do and what not to do. Hey, Philip, see you out there. That's got to be, must be Philip Walt. I can't remember his last name, but it's got to be him.
As it's time for these guys to start gridding up here. And Terry, we got to do what we always do. Got to get through the grid. Starting on pole tonight is Chris Carroll in the number 24. Starting his outside is Brian Dees in the number 17. Starting in third position is Jamie Walker in the number 88. To his outside is Corey Sherman in the number 3, starting in fourth. Starting in fifth is Andy Politsky in the number 32. To his outside, Blake Decker in the number 92, starting in sixth. Mark Arthur starting in 7th in that number 12 machine, and Paul Ellison to his outside in the number 55. Dalton Kilroy is going to be starting in 9th in the number 41. Philip Van Vliet, the Dutchman, in the 89. He's going to be starting in 10th. Trevor Harmon in that number 29. He's going to be starting in 11th position with Ty Morosco to his outside in the number 1. Aaron Bach over out of TNA Motorsports. He's going to be starting in 13th position with Tanner Marr in the number 4 to his outside, starting in 14th. Go ahead, Terry.
Starting 15th, driver the number 10, Taylor Butcher Benjamin. Starting in the 16th spot, Jason Fallon at 18. Brad Collins is 22, be starting 17th. Corey Rutherford in that 5 is 18. Starting 19th in that 33 is John Perkins. In the 20th spot would be the 15th of Mike Hamlin. Dave Seats in his 14 and 21st. 22nd is Rick Thompson in his 76. Josh Rutherford in that 64 starting 22nd. Kyle Hall in that 87 starting 24th. Joe Alberico starting 25th. Greg Moore 26th. Manny Sherman 27th. Brad Lawson 28th. Kyle Wellman in the man, everything just went
Kyle Wellman's going to be 29th. Casey Campbell in 30th. Bruce Pearson in 31st. Derek Paulson in 32nd. Fred Thompson 33rd. Chris Legoo is going to round out the field in 34th position.
I don't know how in the heck to do this any faster.
Field in the hands of Chris Carroll. Coming down to that restart zone. Green flag is in the air here in Nashville.
Got him hitting the brakes in the back already.
Going down into turns 1 and 2. Chris Carroll's got a good jump there on the race lead.
We got some wreck. We got some wreck.
Did you see who was involved there, Terry?
I'm looking at it right now, bud.
Looks like maybe the 83 might have been involved. I'm not sure. Yeah, he was definitely involved there.
Looks like the
So let's
76 and 83, bud.
All right, so let's go ahead and get a replay on that. Let's see. All right, so we're riding along with the number 83 of Joe Alberico. Everybody kind of stacks up on the outside lane. Looks like the number 5 didn't really get going. Ooh, the 87 gets in the back of the 76 and just takes out the 83 and the 76 both into the wall. It's unfortunate right there for the 76 and the 83. Not a good way to start the race. Looks like the 83 with heavy damage sitting there on pit road. And as we said, ladies and gentlemen, that does wipe the competition caution at lap number 81. So it won't be coming out now. So Chris Carroll maintains the race lead with Jamie Walker in second. Brian Dees dropped back to third. Corey Sherman in fourth. Pretty much everybody in the same position where they started. A couple moved up 1 or 2 spots. So far, the biggest mover right now would be the number 8 of Amanda Sherman, up 6 spots in the 21st position. Under caution flag here at Nashville Super Speedway for the Blazing Pedals TRJkarting.com Arca Series.
Oh, wrong button. Sam, the 87, did take blame on that, getting into the back of the 76, so he will get the EOL on lap 2 here, or lap 3 now.
There you have it, everybody. That's just in from race control, number 87, EOL for a cause caution. Didn't see a lot of people decide to come down pit road, Terry. Did you notice anybody coming down pit road?
No, the only one I actually seen was Kyle Hall, and I think Alberico's in there right now in his 83. Looks like he got him a meatball.
Yeah, he has pretty much the whole front of that race car ripped off, as him and his teammate Rick Thompson out of Speed Mafia both kind of got involved with that one. Looks like we're going to be 1 to green right here. Pace car lights are off. We're going to double them back up, re-rack them, and start them again. Again, thank you everybody for tuning in tonight on Turn 3 Racing Network. Be sure to go ahead and like the stream and subscribe. And make sure you check out all the other broadcasts on Turn 3 Racing Network. There's pretty much one every day of the week. Go check them out.
Looks like pace car lights are off.
Field going to be in the hands of the number 24 Chris Carroll once they hit that restart zone. Pace car is off. Down to the restart zone. Chris Carroll's got a green flag back out in the air here at Nashville. Good jump for the number 24. He's going to clear the number 88 going down into turns 1 and 2. Side by side for third place, though, right now with Brian Dees and Corey Sherman in that number 3.
Watching them 2x2 back here. The 41, 89, 29, 1, 12 Mark Arthur with the, what is that, the 55, I think?
55
2x2.
You got the Dutchman in that mix there with Ty Morosco as well, and Trevor Harmon in that number 29. Trevor Harmon to the bottom side of the racetrack, trying to make something happen. Can't get a run here down the front straightaway. Going to try to get the number 89 going into turns 1 and 2.
Watching that number 1 get up onto the Dutchman, who remembers you cannot push with these cars. You will turn somebody every time.
Down and back straightaway, Trevor Harmon and the Dutchman still side by side going into turns 3 and 4. Ty Morosco trying to find a way around the both of them, while it looks like Paul Ellison is actually holding up the number 29 just a little bit right there. Back up to the front of the field, your race leader is still Chris Carroll. 6 laps in the book, 6 laps led by Chris Carroll. Jamie Walker running in second. Brian Dees looking to the inside, though, trying to take second place away down the back straightaway.
42 Kyle Wellman just worked his way around the 22 of Brad Collins. Looks like he's going to try to start working on Corey Rutherford in that number 5.
We look a little bit further back. We're going to take a look at the number 6 of Derek Paulson on the inside of Amanda Sherman. Trying to get, looks like 21st place right there off of Amanda Sherman. Derek Paulson electing to start from the rear of the field this evening.
Don't look now, Joshua Rutherford, but your brother Corey's right on the back end of you. I think he's wanting that spot, as Joshua's also working, trying to get up to John Perkins in that 33.
John Perkins in that 33 trying to get to the back bumper of the number 18, but can't quite get there. Everybody really single filed out right now. Time to turn some laps and get into a rhythm here at Nashville.
I'll tell you what, Sam, I think that's going to be another key here. Just spread out, start taking these guys one at a time.
It's definitely going to take a lot of patience, and who's going to manage their tires the best. Again, we think they can take tires on every pit stop, but who is going to decide to save one? Who's going to decide to actually take tires every time? We got to keep an eye on everybody tonight, Terry.
Oh, yeah, we're going to, too, as I'm watching a 19, Bruce Pierce, a new driver, just trying to work his way around Amanda Sherman in that 8. He's looking high, he's looking low, and just can't find a spot for him. As the 63, Brad Lawson, is also doing the same thing on the 19.
But the 87 going to the bottom side of the racetrack on the inside of the number 63. He's got a good run here through the center of the corner. Looks like he's going to be able to make that pass happen coming off of turn number 4. So that's the driver of the number 87, Kyle Hall. Move him up to 21st spot right now.
76, Rick Thompson's kind of looking at that 83 now, trying to gain some. Is that the 83 or 63? I can't see what that is.
That's a 63 of Brad Lawson. He's working on the back bumper of right now, Terry. And remember, Rick Thompson was involved in that first caution, so not sure what kind of damage he's working with on that number 76 machine.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to try to get to, Sam. But for some reason, I couldn't see that 63 on the back of that car, on the side of that car.
Back up to the front of the field, we got a battle here for the 5th position. Blake Decker looking to the inside of the number 32 of Andy Politsky. Looks like Andy's going to have a good run here through the center of 3 and 4. Blake's not able to get there. Gets a little loose coming out of turn number 4. Give 5th place to Andy and the number 32 going across the line.
89, Philip Van Fleet, lone Dutchman, taking advantage of getting down there on the apron, getting a little bit of speed, trying to catch up that number 1 of Ty Roscoe.
Definitely going to be hard to pass here, Terry. It looks like everybody who's trying to run that outside lane is struggling a little bit. I'm noticing the 88 kind of running a high to low line, real late apex in the corner here. He's trying to get a run on that number 24, just can't quite get there yet.
I see you out there, Philip. I'm trying to, buddy.
Looking at Corey Sherman here running in 4th position, kind of by himself right this second. A little bit of gap in front and behind him. To 5th place, number 32, Andy Politsky. Blake Decker sitting in 6th right now with Mark Arthur all over the back bumper of that number 92.
I tell you what, a fast car out there I'm kind of watching. It's that 64. Working his way around the 4 at Tanner Marr right now, and looking at the 42 of Wellman.
Looks like the 64 is going to give the number 4 plenty of room all the way down to the bottom side of the racetrack. He's going to lose a lot of momentum, though. And the number 6, Derek Paulson, trying to look underneath, maybe thinking about making it 3 wide.
Too early for that.
Not for that number 6. We know Derek. He likes to push the issue sometimes, so you never know. We might see him try it. If he wants to go, he's going to go. Number 64 still trying to work around that number 4 of Tanner Marr. Tanner Marr to the top side of the racetrack. Seems like he just gets a better run coming out of the corner. It looks like Josh is trying to diamond it a little bit. Actually going to clear him here coming off turn number 2. And Derek Paulson looking to the inside of both of them down the back straightaway.
It just seems like the 64 is getting held down at the bottom. He could not let his car drift up and keep his momentum going. I believe that's what happened, just like right there what Derek did. got his momentum, kept it going, got in front of the 64 and making his way.
If we go back up to the front of the field, though, Jamie Walker got around the number 24 of Chris Carroll and is now your new race leader with 16 laps in the books.
Running 5th right now in that 32, Andy Poliski, man, doing an awesome job out there tonight.
Ooh, the number 3 coming off of turn number 4 got real sideways. He's going to lose a little bit of momentum, and that number 32 is trying to get to his back bumper. Go back a little bit further. We're going to take a look at number 44 of Aaron Bockover. He's around Jason Powell and the wheelman, Kyle Wellman. Kyle Wellman looking to get around Jason Powell as well. He's going to make that pass clean. Give 16th position to the number 42, Kyle Wellman. He's up 13 from the start of the race. But right now, I believe our biggest mover is that number 6, Derek Paulson, up 15 spots from the beginning of the race.
92, Blake Decker just jumped on the outside of 32 of Andy Poliski, trying to make a move on him, take a spot away as Mark Arthur is kind of following that 92.
Almost a little bit of contact there between the number 12 and the number
Dalton
32.
Kilroy making it 3 wide.
3 wide going down into turns number 1 and 2. Dalton Kilroy, bottom side of the racetrack. Mark Arthur in the middle. Looks like Andy Poliski's going to back out of it, and they're going to single file out before they even get out of turn number 2.
Probably a smart move out of Poliski. Oh, Corey Sherman just scraped the wall right there going down that front stretch in that number 3 car.
Sorry about the silence here, Terry. I'm taking
Oh, you're
care of
fine.
a few things here in chat.
17, Brian Dees kind of working on the back end of the 24, Chris Carroll, maybe trying to get a spot away from him as I keep on going. Jamie Walker out there all by himself right now with almost a half a second gap over second place Chris Carroll.
Yeah, the number 88 got the lead and got out in that clean air and has just been walking away with it. But I've noticed something a little interesting with the line he's running. Like I said, he's waiting a long time to get that race car all the way to that yellow line on the bottom side of the racetrack. Maybe something these guys want to pay attention to if he's going to keep pulling away like this.
And Sam, you know how the broadcaster curse supposedly happens. I hope we didn't do that to the 88 tonight, bringing him in and talking to him.
We got a battle going on right now for, it looks like, 4th position. Blake Decker in the number 92 and Corey Sherman in the number 3. Corey Sherman on the top side of the racetrack right now trying to get a run. Looks like he's got it here. He's going to nose ahead of the 92. Blake just can't get a run. Going down in turns 3 and 4. Looks like Blake's going to slot back in behind the number 3. He's trying to get a run, just can't quite get there. Corey's just making that top side work.
Watching the 55, Paul Ellison trying to work a little bit on the 33 of Perkins. And Perkins, he is running an awesome line. And, Ellison, I'm sorry, he's just all over the track just trying to find something to do to get around him.
Looks like the number 92 got around Corey Sherman. Was able to take over that 4th position, move Corey back to 5th. So we ride on board here.
Watching the one of Morosco work on the back end of the 89 of Van Fleet. And the 10 is watching those two just have at it back here, Taylor Butcher Benjamin.
Since you bring up the number 10 of old Doc Butcher Terry, I wanted to point out we got him on in-car tonight.
Good deal.
We'll watch him wheel that thing around. Somebody else we got tonight, Terry, a newcomer to the in-car cameras. Brad Lawson in that number 63.
Corey Rutherford trying to work his way around that 22 of Brad Collins. Just can't seem. Sam, I'm a little impressed here. We've got, 23 laps kind of in the books at a run. But with that caution we had, these guys are doing a great job out there being the first time here.
Yeah, we had that little mishap on the first yellow, and I think that kind of woke everybody up and said, hey, guys, let's calm down. Brand new track. We got a long way to go, and they've been green flag ever since, and some great racing as well.
So, like you said, nobody really come down to pits, and, there are fuel windows between 35, and we're sitting at lap 28, so green flag pit stops ought to be going on here within the next 5, 6, 8 laps, I would think.
Well, I just realized I had the Savage Edge qualifying logo still up on the screen, and I apologize for that, ladies and gentlemen. It is now off. Good thing I caught it now. Hey, we all make mistakes. Back up to the front of the field. Looks like Chris Carroll got around the number 88, and so did the 17 of Brian Dees. Put them 1-2 right now. Chris Carroll, your race leader once again.
89 of Van Fleet coming in hot, coming around that turn where he was, just rolled up onto the 29 of Trevor Harmon. And Trevor must not have no sponsors for this week again, so he's still running that gray car.
So shout out to Trevor Harmon. Actually, I believe we have him on in-car. And he specifically asked me how to get on in-car. So let's go ahead and go on the roof cam with Trevor Harmon.
Yeah, because you're going to see a good battle in front of him between the 41 of Dalton Kilroe and the 12 of Mark Arthur.
There we go. Trevor Harmon, driver the number 29, you are on in-car. I wish they could hear us so they could wave. He's concentrating. It looks like he's trying to get around the number 12 and the number 41 of Dalton Kilroe and Mark Arthur. Just nowhere to go right now. Kind of just running his line.
Kind of watching that in-car, Trevor Harmon. All I can think of is I won't blink. I'm not going to blink. I'm not going to blink.
He's almost as bad as Brian Dees, Terry, the Soul Stealer.
Yeah, do we have D's tonight?
Actually, you know what? We might have Dees tonight. Let me take a look here.
You do that, I'm going to run back up to the front and see what's going on.
There he is, ladies and gentlemen, the Soul Stealer himself, Brian Dees, trying to run down race leader Chris Carroll. And some I'd like to point out while we ride on board with number 17 is green flag pit stop. Probably going to be coming up here in a few laps. Remember, we had that caution on lap 2, so they probably were saving fuel onto that caution. They're probably going to go to, I'd say, about lap 37. We might start seeing, if not before, start seeing green flag pit stops.
Just looking through the field, watching a 44 try to overtake the 6 of Paulson. Paulson goes high. They're starting to call the pits out.
Did you hear anybody in specific, Terry?
That was Corey Rutherford.
Corey Rutherford. So remember, everybody, pit road today is going to be tricky. As we watch the number 5 come onto pit road. And this is going to start changing a bunch of stuff up.
Let's sit here with Corey and see what he's going to do.
While you watch him, Terry, we're going to go back up to the front of the field and watch our race leader, Chris Carroll, getting around the lap traffic of Casey Campbell in that number 73. Casey Campbell going to go to the top side of the racetrack and let Brian Dees and Jamie Walker around as well.
Well, Sam, Corey did take tires, evidently. He's on his way back out.
All right, so first driver electing to take tires on their first stop. Again, we're going to have to see who's might decide to save us. We got a bunch of people coming down pit road. Blake Decker coming down. Corey Sherman following him. both get on pit road pretty easily, nice and safe. So Terry, if you want to keep an eye, we have our race leader on pit road as well. If you want to keep an eye on him, Chris Carroll, he's down pit road. Well, we got a caution. We got a caution out on the racetrack.
I'm looking to, bud.
Let's see if we have any idea. Maybe somebody might have sped coming out or looped it coming out of pit road. I'm not quite sure. We're looking for it here. Not quite sure. Might be a debris caution from that number 83 earlier. We saw he had the front end ripped off of it. Maybe the bumper might have flew off.
Sam, I hate to say this. It might have been the 88.
Might have been the 88. I don't think it was the 88, Terry.
He just manually disconnected.
I don't know if that would have brought out a caution, though. We're looking at him. Well, he goes down to the infield. Yep. Goes down to the infield and crashes on pit road. Maybe that did bring out the yellow. Another unfortunate night for the number 88. You know, Terry, we got to stop talking about him. That broadcaster's curse keeps getting him.
Right. I'm going to run down to race control, see what's going on.
All right. And while Terry runs down to race control, this is going to be a great time to go grab another beverage, go grab some more popcorn, whatever you need. We're going to take a quick commercial break here on Turn 3 Racing Network. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Shut up and sit down.
All right, we are back live. I just come back from race control, Sam. That was on the 15, Mike Hamlin there at lap 38. He actually said he ran into somebody trying to get into the pits, and he made that caution happen. And right now, the pace lights look like they are off. 9-2. Blake Decker is going to lead him to the green.
saw it down on the screen, ladies and gentlemen. The number 15, the cause of that caution. Sandy must have hit somebody on pit road. Our cameras didn't catch it. As Terry said, Blake Decker looks like he might have stayed out, Terry.
Yeah, I'm thinking so. His last, well, I don't know. His last pit was at 36.
He might have taken fuel only. So the first driver to take fuel only here on older tires. Looks like everybody else around him is on fresh. So we're going to have to keep an eye on that number 92. The pace car lights are off. It is in the hands of Blake Decker down in the restart zone.
Does this track have one? Yep,
Yes,
there it
does.
is.
Green flag back out in the air here at Nashville. Blake Decker, a good restart there in that number 92, going down into turns 1 and 2. He's going to be clear of those guys in a caution.
Yes,
Back out
caution.
again. Looks like it might have been the number 32 involved in that one. I'm not quite sure. Maybe the 14. Let's see here. See if we can't get eyes on number 14. It's not showing me anything. I got cars blinking all over the place for me. I don't understand. Looks like the 44 variant Backover was involved as well. Okay, so it looks like the 44 spun the tires, looped it on his own. Not sure. SDK's wigging out for me and everything else here, Terry. So looks like we got the number 44 involved with that caution. So that could have saved the number 92 of Blake Decker. Maybe
All right, Sam, that was pretty quick. That was on the 33 at John Perkins there at lap 42. The 44 evidently didn't get a good jump, and Perkins ran him over.
All right. Well, from our angle, it looked like that number 44 might have spun the tires, but number 33 owning up to that caution, getting into the back end of the number 44, sending them around, putting us back under yellow here on lap number 43. All right, sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Had a couple technical difficulties there. We are back. We are good. Number 92, Blake Decker, still your race leader. Pace car lights still remain on.
All right, Sam. Yeah, that technical difficulty, that ain't fun, man. John Perkins was given the UL. Sam, the only one I'm really seeing back there changing tires was the 10 of Taylor Butcher Benjamin in the top 8. He's the only one. And that was a lap 37.
Looks like they're going to be 1 to green here, Terry.
Damn, 4. Yeah, I'm just Just checking everybody's out here, and everybody's car still looks pretty good.
Yeah, everybody for the most part seems to have kept their car fairly clean this evening. I've seen a couple of people bounce it off the wall a couple of times, but nothing too major.
So while I was down at Race Control, I heard Mark Arthur tell these guys that, hey, we know when they're going to go green. Usually it's in that start zone. We got to back them off a little bit, stop running everybody over.
Yeah, definitely going to take a little bit of patience here on these restarts. You never know when the guy in front of you is really going to go, especially being that far back into the field.
And again, we only have a handful out there with fresh tires.
Yeah, Blake Decker's still on old tires right now. He got lucky with that caution coming out. Surprised to not see him come down pit road.
Blake's last pit was approximately 10 laps ago on lap 36. And like I said, he just got fuel only then. Lori out there in chat can't make up her mind as the pace car drops down.
In the hands of the number 92 of Blake Decker. Down into the restart zone. Green flag back out in the air. Good restart from the number 92. Looked like Brian Dees might have laid back just a little bit. He's going to allow the number 41 of Dalton Kilrow to get to the inside. Dalton Kilrow takes over second spot.
It was like a good restart, Sam. Everybody kind of settled down there, and I guess they don't like to do the pacing around here as the 3 works around the 71.
Big wiggle out of the number 41. Sorry to interrupt you, Terry, but Dalton Kilrow got really sideways coming out of turn 4. He's going to lose 2 spots going down the front stretch. That allowed Brian Dees and Ty Morosco to get around him, but Dalton trying to fight back to get to the inside of that number 1. Can't get there. They're going down the back straightaway. Going to slot back into 4th position. Derek Paulson.
Oh, we got a spinner. We got a caution. Check on the 5 and the 3.
5 and the 3. All right. It looks like we got Corey Rutherford involved with that one. Let's see if we can't get a replay here. Going down in the corner. Looks like Corey tried to run the other Corey out of room a little bit. And the number 3 got into the left rear of that number 5, sending him around. That's going to put us back under the yellow flag. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, Terry's also going to find out from Race Control who will be taking the EOL on that one. But with that, we're going to take another quick commercial break. Stick around.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
are back live here with Blazing Pedals. And Terry, you heard from Race Control. Nobody calling that one, huh?
No, Sam, nobody wants that one. They don't want to go to the line, I guess. But admin team will look at that at the end of the race. And next week, I can't remember where we go to next week, but next week that person will get a EOL drive-through, or I can't remember what the actual penalty is.
Well, we are 2x2 once again. Brian Dees, your race leader. Blake Decker decided to come on down pit road. So Brian Dees will be firing them off this time. Back in the restart zone. We are green flag once again. Brian Dees, good jump. And the number 41 of Dalton Kilrow, also a good restart. He's going to get around Ty Morosco. Looks like that inside lane on restarts area is really working for people.
It sure is, because the 6 of Derek Paulson just strolled around the 12 of Mark Arthur.
Yeah, but don't look now. Mark's trying to get a run on him here down the back straightaway. Can't quite get there. Down
Mark might want to look in his mirror. He's got the 10 of Taylor Butcher Benjamin and the 42 of Wellman.
Taylor, so we got a couple of people sideways in the back there. Looks like Rick Thompson.
Caution's out.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what brought out our caution. We caught it there at the very end of it, Terry. It was right in the top right of our screen. But it looked like it had something to do, maybe with the number 29 involved with that as well. I have to back it up here a little bit. And unfortunately, I'm not getting it. Well, we caught it. We saw what happened. There was a few cars sideways. Definitely was what brought out the yellow flag. Looks like Fred Thompson was involved. Greg Moore, the number 34. Rick Thompson, Fred Thompson might have been involved with that.
Well, Sam, that was a pretty easy one, too.
What do you got for us, Terry?
76, Rick Thompson was quick to claim that one, so he will get an end of the line penalty, and we'll start seeing the 76 have to work his way back up through the field again after he had that incident there, lap 2, I think?
Believe so, Terry.
Yeah, these drivers are going to have to settle down a little bit. Let this race, let them stretch out. And, we've talked about it before. Take your time. If you're faster than that guy in front of you, get him. One at a time. That's all you got to do. A lot of time left in this race. Now we're only on lap 55 here with 162 laps. Man, these guys are going to have a long night to keep this up.
Long night indeed, Terry. But, it is definitely just little mistakes. I mean, this restart zone is almost right before the start-finish line, and trying to judge it from the rear of the field is difficult. So I understand it is a challenge for these guys, especially on a track you never raced on in these cars.
Absolutely. And again, that's why I think they should be letting it stretch out a little bit, get single file, and just race. Brian Dees still showing our race leader here. That 41, Dalton Kilrow, now on the outside of him. We're going to see what this bottom line can do, Sam. We talked about the last takeoff here. Let's see what these guys can do.
We're real quick, Terry. We're going to take another quick commercial break. We'll be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. About to go green flag racing once again. Brian Dees, your race leader. Dalton Kilroy to his outside. Green flag back out in the air.
And as before, Sam, that bottom line is just freaking fast, man. 17 D's gets out there. One of Morosco working underneath 41 of Dalton Kilroy.
Ty Morosco looking to the inside of Dalton Kilroy going into turns 3 and 4. He's going to get to his door. Good run through the center of the corner. Ooh, Dalton's going to pinch him through the center of the corner. And Ty Morosco just can't get the run. Dalton a little loose there, too.
Derek Paulson wiggling a little bit. Almost got up into that 12 of Mark Arthur.
Yeah, I saw a couple of guys there off turn 4, Terry. They got really loose.
Man, they got to let these tires come in a little bit more than that.
Yeah, they had a chance for them to cool down under caution. So the tires are definitely going to be a lot cooler than they were before. But Derek Paulson, Terry, up 28 spots, looking to the inside of his teammate right now, Ty Morosco, trying to get up into third place. He's looking good tonight.
Big slowdown out of that one of Morosco. The 12 of Mark Arthur got right up on him. 42 of Wellman right up on the back of the 12 as the 10. I think he wants to push the 6 around there. Here comes 4 Tanner Marr getting in the picture now.
Andy Poliski having an issue earlier on in the race. He's made his way back up into the top 10, trying to work on the back bumper of Tanner Marr in that number 4. Kyle Wellman into the wall a little bit. Ooh! Almost came down and doored the number 6, Derek Paulson.
I just happened to catch 44. Baca was on the pits for some reason.
We still got a battle back here with teammates Derek Paulson and Taylor Butcher Benjamin. Taylor's going around him on the outside. And Paulson's trying to make something happen, but just can't. Oh, number 42 in the wall again coming out of turn number 4.
Man, I'm going to run down and see what's going on with that 44 car, Sam. Well, it's saying bad news out of the 44 camp. I don't know what happened to him, but he's got 45 minutes required.
Oh, he's got some heavy front end damage there too, Terry. I'm wondering what happened to that number 44.
I think he got up out of his seat, get a drink or something. I will run back down here shortly and see if I can get a word with him. As we watch Brian D still leading this pack, 41 Dalton Kilroy trying to make a move on him, trying to get up behind him. Brad Collins got himself a meatball. He looked like he's coming down the pits.
A lot of drivers having issues tonight, Terry. Challenging track for sure, concrete surface.
Teammates Morosco and Paulson battling it out here. Looks like they're going to give us another show, kind of like they did last week here, fighting for 6th and 7th place.
Yeah, they definitely do not want to give it up to one another right now, which is allowing the number 89 of Philip Van Vliet, the Dutchman, making his way to the inside of the number 1 of Ty Morosco here coming out of turn 4.
Van Vliet takes it all the way down to the bottom there, just try to work, get a little bit more speed, get around these guys. As the 3 of Sherman is doing pretty much the same, going in there kind of hot. Van Vliet works around the 1, gets around him, makes a clear pass.
Take a look at the number 3 of Corey Sherman here. He's trying to get around Ty Morosco as well. After being involved with that incident with the number 5, Corey's made his way back up into the 9th spot, looking for 8th.
As Andy Poliski in that 32 is kind of watching what Corey's doing up there, along with Tanner Marr following Poliski.
Yeah, Poliski's trying to follow Corey through as he also gets the inside of the number 1. Wondering if Ty Morosco might have burned his stuff up a little bit racing his teammate.
We've seen Ty do this before. Just gets out there and starts hauling the mail. Then all of a sudden, oh, little wiggle out of the 64 behind Marr. I thought for sure he was going to touch him.
Yeah, 64, Joshua Rutherford, that's my pick. He's up to 12th, up 11 spots from the start of the race. Having a good run out there tonight, but also want to point out, Terry, the number 63 of Brad Lawson. He's up 15 spots from the start of the race. He's running in 13th.
I'm looking back. Down 11 spots is that 92 Blake Decker. That is my pick for tonight. He's now running 17th spot. He's out there kind of just all by himself.
Clear track ahead of him and behind him right now, Terry. Which could be good or bad, depending on what he's trying to do pit strategy-wise as well. He's down 11 spots from the start of the race, running in 17th position, so we'll have to keep an eye on your pick tonight.
Up 28 spots, Kyle Wellman in that 42, now leading this race with Taylor Butcher Benjamin up 13 spots into second place back here. Brian D's down 1 spot, running third in his 17. Dalton Kilroy up 5 spots and running in 4th. Mark Arthur running in running in 5th, up 2 spots in that number 12. That's your top 5.
Top 5 might be changing here pretty quick, though, Terry, is Philip Van Vliet. He's trying to get around the number 12 of Mark Arthur here going down the front stretch.
So we've seen this out of Van Vliet before. He knows his time is limited. Is he just trying to get these points a little bit? I don't know. He's got about an hour and 15 minutes that he can still race before he has to get out of here.
Well, we can't say exactly, Terry, because, I mean, everybody's pretty much on the same set of tires for the most part. So, and Philip was actually looking pretty good in practice in that number 89. So maybe he's actually just up here naturally right now, just logging some laps.
Yeah, right now the best one on tires is TBB in that 10 car. He pitted at lap 37, got tires. The next one down would be Andy Poliski running at 8. He pitted at lap 35 and got tires.
So Terry, you said tonight you were going to be keeping track of certain drivers maybe who were taking tires. Has everybody pretty much taken tires at this point? more than once? I would imagine so.
I want to say yes, but Sam, I forgot all about that piece of paper sitting over to my left, and I forgot all about it.
Well, that's all right. We're going to go ahead and assume that most drivers have probably taken their tires. But again, like you said, Terry, Taylor Butcher-Benjamin is on the freshest set right now, trying to get around race leader Kyle Wellman in the number 42. But we're going to go ahead and go side by side. We'll be right back.
Shut up and sit down.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and Taylor Butcher-Benjamin still trying to work on the back bumper, that number 42. Still can't get the race lead, though, as Kyle Wellman maintains it here with 80 laps now complete. Also want to point out that that number 3 machine of Corey Sherman has made his way up into the 3rd position. But we also have Philip Van Vliet, the lone Dutchman, out there running in 4th. Brian Dees is in 5th. Looks like Chris Carroll might have went a lap down. Maybe something happened on pit road to put him a lap down. But we got Taylor Butcher-Benjamin also on pit road. So it looks like green flag pit stops happening once again here at Nashville.
Sam, while these guys are doing that, I took a walk down the pit lane down to the TNA Motorsports, the 44 group. Was asking what happened to his car. Well, during that incident with the 33, when he got hit in the back, it put him in the wall. He still has 20 minutes left of a 40-minute repair. So we're going to see the 44 back out there here in probably another 15, 20 minutes.
10-4 there, Terry. We're looking right now at Chris Carroll trying to get around the 3 of Corey Sherman. Looks like Chris Carroll might have came down pit road. Green flag pit stops happening right now.
Yeah, Chris Carroll in that 24, 27 spots down. This is in 28th, 9 laps down.
Few drivers still out on the racetrack right now, playing the long game. It even looks like we got Mike Hamlin up in the 3rd position right now. Haven't said a whole lot about him this evening in that number 15. He's in 3rd position right now as he's trying to get around the number 12 of Mark Arthur.
Somebody we haven't talked about, Sam, is that driver to 34, Greg Moore. You know, he's fairly new to the league, up 16th spot in 10th place, running that 34, right behind Blake Decker, or I'm sorry, the 30, is that 32? That number changed this week, so it's throwing me off. But Greg Moore doing a real good job out there. Now, I don't believe Moore has pitted yet.
I don't believe he has either, Terry, because we also have Amanda Sherman out there running in 7th position right now. So look for her to come down pit side as well here in the next couple of laps. But a few drivers out here trying to play the long game, maybe hoping a caution might come out here.
Looking at the 3 of Corey Sherman out there leading the race, getting them valuable points for the end of the season. Like you just said, Amanda Sherman just now called out her pit, so she's be coming down, running in 7th spot right now.
So I have to keep an eye on the front of the field as well. We got Corey Sherman leading the race right now with Mike Hamlin running in 2nd. And Rick Thompson involved in a few incidents tonight. He's found his way back up in 3rd position.
Rick Thompson's last pit was lap 37. Looks like he might have took tires at that point too. Leader Corey Sherman just called out his pits. He'll be coming down pit lane here direct shortly.
So we're going to have to keep an eye on Corey Sherman here. Remember, pit road a little tricky to get onto, especially when you got somebody else right behind you with Mike Hamlin in number 15. We'll have to see if he decides to go one more lap or nope, Hamlin stays out on the racetrack. So give the race lead over to Mike Hamlin in number 15.
Again, there's points right there Hamlin's getting.
And we do know that every point matters.
Blake Decker at 92 calling out his pits. We've seen him up front a little bit tonight, Sam.
Yeah, he's made his way back up into 4th position with green flag pit stops right now. But the way it looks like it's going to cycle out, Terry, is once everybody decides to pit. Oh, it was Kyle Wellman. Big spin on the front stretch there. Didn't spin, kept it straight. But, man, was he sideways coming down the front stretch. He's going to lose a lot of time right there.
One cool thing about this sim is, Corey Sherman just ran into the grass for some reason coming out of the pits, but he's good to go. But one thing with this sim, some people may not know this, if you hit the gas and the brake at the same time, it will straighten your car out.
So before we saw Kyle Wellman get loose coming off of turn number 4 there, as I was saying, I think Taylor Butcher Benjamin is going to take over the race lead once green flag pit stops cycle through. We're 88 laps in the books here at Nashville Super Speedway. And as of right now, your leader is the number 76 of Rick Thompson.
Yeah, I was just going to say something about Rick Thompson there. Up 21 spots right now being the leader, but we know he hasn't pitted since lap 37. And he's had a couple messed up with a couple incidents tonight. So he's trying to get all the points that he can.
Yeah, but he's going to have to watch here, Terry. I know he's probably trying to play a long game right here. Maybe a caution might fly, but he has Taylor Butcher Benjamin coming. And, I mean, once Taylor gets close enough to him is when he should really come down pit road and get for fresh, which he's coming down now, coming down pit road right now.
Bringing that 76, 45 mile an hour down pit lane here. Right now, we got partly cloudy, mostly cloudy skies, 75 degrees. Track temp, Sam, is 81 degrees. That thing has dropped a bunch since the start of this race.
Wondering if that maybe loosened the car up a little bit. Normally would tighten the car up a little bit, but now with these guys getting a full tank of fuel, definitely going to loosen that race car up a little bit as well with fresh General tires. But Greg Moore in the number 34, your race leader as of right now, with Corey Rutherford in the number 5. He's running second.
'55, Paul Wells, and we'll talk about him for a second there. I got to talk to him before the race. He said the key points tonight for him would be patience on that throttle. One lap? No, he is on the lead lap running 16th, down 8 spots.
Greg Moore bringing it down pit side. That'll hand the lead over to Corey Rutherford in the number 5. So Corey is going into turns 1 and 2 right now. Taylor Butcher Benjamin is going into turn 3. That is the gap between first and second place as of right now. So Corey Rutherford actually last pit on lap 54. So how much longer can he go? And can he possibly get a caution that would save him? Oh no, he's going to bring it down pit side right now. Every time I say that, Terry, they come down pit road. It's like they can hear me.
Yeah, I was waiting for you to stop to let you know that he just called out his pit as you was talking about it.
So that will hand the race lead over to Taylor Butcher Benjamin. His teammate Brian Dees in the number 17 behind him. But the Dutchman, he's going to move up into third place with Mark Arthur in the number 12 car behind him, running in fourth once they cycle through.
And it's starting to cycle through really good right now. So our time to score is kind of moving around on us. But Taylor Butcher Benjamin showing in the lead right now, up 14 spot. Brian Dees running in the second spot. Philip Van Fleet, Dunn Dutchman, 89, running third. Mark Arthur, his last pit, 84. There's only 7 seconds. He must only took fuel only.
Kyle Wellman with that mishap coming out of turn number 4. He's back to 5th position. Still up 24 spots, but biggest mover right now is that number 6, Derek Paulson. He's up 26 right now. Corey Sherman in the number 3 is running in 7th spot after all the pit stops have cycled through, with the number 32 of Andy Politsky running in the 8th spot. Tanner Marr looking to his inside, trying to take 8th away though. And that number 4 machine, Joshua Rutherford, my pick this evening, made his way up into the top 10, but he's got pressure from the 15 of Mike Hamlin. A bunch of these guys side by side back here.
Tammy, Sam's mom out there. Thanks, Tammy. We appreciate that. We're doing our best up here, best we can. Sam, something interesting. I was just looking through. Some of these guys that took tires was 10 to 15 laps ago. So evidently they are not getting tires every time they pit.
All right, so there you have it, Terry. I mean, we did have a few cautions, so that can also change the driver's strategy. You know from being out on track yourself that how many cautions fly during your race determines how you're going to play your tire strategy. You want to save one for maybe a late race caution. Is it going to really matter for a late race caution like maybe it would for, let's say, Daytona or something? You know what I mean? So, again, going to be interesting to see whose strategy is going to play off. Right now, it's Taylor Butcher Benjamin, though. He's got about a 2-second gap over his teammate Brian Dees.
And Phil Van Fleet fighting with the 12. Mark Arthur looking underneath him, trying to get around him on the bottom side.
They're door to door going down the back straightaway. Trevor Harmon trying to get out of the way of second place. Brian Dees there on the left side of the screen. They're real tight. Oh, they're getting into each other. The Dutchman and Mark Arthur. They wreck. Oh, they take out 2 or 3 other cars. Everybody trying to slow down and stop. Ty Morosco involved. Tanner Marr involved. Oh, there's a lot of good cars involved on this one here on lap 99 at Nashville. We are going to have to go back and see how that all started. I believe it was with the 12 and the number 89 of Mark Arthur and Philip Van Fleet. The Dutchman, a lot went down right there, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get a good camera angle on that. They go down into turns 3 and 4. The number 12 and the 89 got the slow car of the 29 in the middle. And it looks like, yeah, they just kind of hooked each other. Phillip was trying to hold him down there, and Mark was trying to make a lane, and a lot of good race cars involved right there. Bunch of guys bringing it down pit side right now. Taylor Butcher Benjamin, the race leader, is going to come down into his pit stall. We're going to have to see if he takes tires here as we wait for Terry to get confirmation from race control on who will be receiving that EOL this evening. Looks like Taylor is going to take tires. Couple of drivers taking fuel only, though, and actually a few people staying out on track as well. Strategies being played here. Right now, my timing and scoring shows your race leader is Amanda Sherman in that number 8 machine.
Still waiting on a call from race control, Sam.
I mean, it is a tough one, Terry. As I was telling the viewers, it seems like the 89 was trying to just hold Mark down.
Let's start putting these guys on a clock, I guess.
While we're under caution here, pace laps seem to take a little bit, so we're going to go ahead and go side by side. You won't miss a thing. Stick around.
All right, we're back live. Pretty cool here, Sam. 8 of Amanda Sherman leading the race here. Got the 5 of Corey Rutherford beside her. Kel Wellman right behind her, or behind her, and the 34 of Greg Moore. Race control. Nobody wanted to take ownership of that, so at the end of the race, admins will go. Pace car drops off, waiting for that restart zone to see who's going to jump on this thing. She's holding it. There, Amanda Sherman hits the loud pedal. She is gone.
She got a great restart. Looked like Corey Rutherford might have been sleeping just a little bit as Greg Moore in the 34 is going to go to the bottom side of the racetrack. Try to get a run here, but race leader right now, Amanda Sherman in the number 8.
Sounded like the 5 car right there. Just scraped the wall a little bit, and these guys running 2 but 2 is going to give Amanda Sherman a heck of a lead out there. They keep doing this. 3 wide.
3 wide. It looked like Greg kind of pushed tight a little bit. Good job by everybody. Kyle Wallman keeping it out of the outside retaining wall. It's going to bump him up into 3rd position, but Dalton Kilrow trying to make different of that. Put Dalton in 3rd right now as he noses ahead of the 42.
As Amanda Sherman is almost half a second in front of second place Corey Rutherford.
She's out there logging laps, Terry. She's out there all by herself, just trying to lead some laps here. And Blazing Pedals, first lap's led, I believe, by her as well.
So I know for a fact right now she is probably sweating and shaking like a leaf on a tree right now as the 5 Corey Rutherford is gaining up on her pretty quick.
Yeah, he's got a good run here coming out of turn number 2, going down the back straightaway, but just not close enough. It's about a 2/10 gap right now between the 8 and the number 5.
Looks like the 17 is, or D's there, kind of working on the back end of the 41 of Gilrow, as the 42 and the 10 running back there side by side.
Battle for the lead right now, Corey Rutherford and Amanda Sherman. 2 drivers we really don't talk about too much, battling for the race lead right now down the back straightaway.
Very true, very true. We don't get to talk about these guys being up front here very often, and Dalton Kilroy, we're looking underneath the 8 of Amanda Sherman.
Amanda might have a run here coming off turn 4. She's on the high side of the racetrack. Not going to happen. Dalton with that fresher set of tires. Looks like no. He actually took fuel only, so Dalton just getting around her. And Brian Dees trying to follow his teammate along with Taylor Butcher Benjamin, who does have the freshest tires in the field right now. Last pit on lap number 99. He's on the inside of Amanda Sherman. Right now going into turns 3 and 4.
Race chatter out of the 8 camp of Amanda Sherman. She's saying she is on a little older tires, so she's not laying down, but she is letting these guys go.
Well, she's definitely holding her own right now. Bumped back to 5th spot. She's up 22 spots from the start of the race right now as Kyle Wallman tries to look to the inside here coming off turn number 2.
Back up the front, 17. Kind of looking on the Rutherford now.
Corey's going to hold his own coming off turn 4, but Brian Dees with a heck of a run down to the inside of the racetrack. Side by side going into turns 1 and 2. Corey's going to come down and pinch him. Get on his door a little bit, try and pull that number 17 back. They go down the back straightaway. Looks like Brian's going to clear him. And also, look, Taylor Butcher Benjamin running a middle groove right now behind his teammate, trying to maybe pass on the outside of Corey Rutherford. He's going to get a run here going down the front straightaway.
Andy Bliski in his 32, working his way up around that 8 car of Amanda Sherman now, trying to catch up with that number 1 of Ty Morosco, and he did make the clean pass around the 8.
Back up to the front of the field. Taylor Butcher Benjamin still trying to get his way around the number 5 of Corey Rutherford. Just can't seem to make that high line work. Brian Dees, your new race leader here on lap 112.
Big shout out to the 44 of Backover. He is back out on track. 59 laps down, showing in the 31st spot. Aaron, appreciate you getting back out here and doing that, bud.
It looks like he's got a brand new race car. Are you sure that they didn't snag one of the backup cars off the trailer?
They may have done that, but I don't think that backup car is going to be good enough to get 59 laps.
Everybody pretty much single filed out right now. Brian Dees, your race leader. Taylor Butcher Benjamin running in 2nd. Dalton Kilrow in 3rd. And Ty Morosco in 4th. MFRD 1, 2, 3, 4 right now. Yeah, Terry, the number 32 of Andy Poliski, he's having a great run tonight, sitting in 5th position. Got around the 5 of Corey Rutherford, which bumped him back into 6th. And Rick Thompson fighting his way back up into 7th position.
Sam, something I just noticed, the 12, Mark Arthur in pits with a meatball flag.
Oh, man, I'm wondering what happened there with Mark.
Well, guess what I'm going to do?
You're going to go find out.
Sure am, buddy. Be right back.
All right. So Mark Arthur in the pits with some pretty significant front end damage. We're going to go back up towards the front of the field, looking at Corey Rutherford in the number 5, running in 6th position. Shout out to CJR Graphics as well. That is Corey Rutherford's own paint booth. You can find him on Facebook. Also, shout out trjkarting.com. Make sure you go check those guys out. Main title sponsor for Blazing Pedals. See Lori out in chat saying, come on, Mark, let's get back up there. Looks like Mark's going to be going quite a few laps down with that kind of damage. It's an unfortunate night for the number 12. Again, new racetrack, difficult setup for these guys. As we take a look at the number 15 of Mike Hamlin, up 12 positions from the start of the race, sitting in 8th spot, having a good run there in that number 15. Go back and look at Speed Mafia's number 33 of John Perkins, looking to the inside of the number 14 of Dave Seats, trying to get around him. Greg Moore fell back to 16th place right now, but still having a good run for that number 34. Chris Legou had a good practice run, sitting in 17th right now for the number 71. Case Campbell out of Speed Mafia also having a good run tonight. He's running 18th. Back up to the front of the field, Brian Dees has gap Taylor Butcher Benjamin. It's almost up to a second, and it's about 7/10 right now. You see the gap there going into turns 1 and 2. And it looks like Dalton Kilrow and Andy Poliski are having a battle right here in turns 1 and 2. Dalton on the top side of the racetrack. Looks like Andy's going to clear him going down the back straightaway, allowing the 5 of Corey Rutherford also to try and make a move here on the 41.
Sam, I went down there to talk to the 12 driver, Mark Arthur. That little incident that he was in with the 89 car, and then everybody piled in, it tore his car up. He will be out for 40 minutes. He said as long as there's time, he will be back in this race.
All right, well, it's good to hear that the 12 is going to stick it out. Remember, these guys are racing for points, and it's a long season yet.
All right, now I can get back to what I was doing. The regular schedule program as the 32 actually is pulling away from the 41 of Dalton Kilrow now. And if Poliski, remember, I think, last week was his first race. Am I right, Sam?
Yeah, this is going to be his second race, and right now running in the top 4, so having a good night in that number 32.
So let's, I'm going to look through here and see where some of these newer guys are. Dave Seats, I mean, he's raced with us before. He's running in, where is he at right now? 14th, 19th, excuse me. I was looking at the wrong board.
It looks like he's 19th, maybe 1 or 2 laps down right now. The number 14, he's got some pretty heavy right front damage, it looks like. Looks like we got a few guys coming down pit road, Terry. Maybe last green flag pit stops?
Ooh, I don't know. We're at lap 112. Wait a minute, make sure I'm on the right driver here. We're on lap 120. I don't know, buddy. If they're only getting about 30, 35 laps, boy, that's going to be tight.
They might know something that we don't right now, though, Terry.
They probably, if they're driving a car, they know what kind of fuel they're using, right?
That's very true.
Mike Hamlin, kind of a newer driver. He has raced with us before, but he kind of came back this season here not too long ago. Running in the 8th spot in that 15 car. Paul Ellison, he's down one spot, started 8th. He's in that 55 car running 9th. I'm just looking through some of the new guys. Bruce Pearson in the 19 car, up 19 spots in 12th. Who else went? Greg Moore. He's fairly new now.
Well, I'd like to point out before you get too far there, Terry, is that number 19, yeah, he is very new here to Blazing Pedals, but having a great night. Like you said, up 19 spots, sitting in 12 positions. So having a good run out there.
He definitely is. And again, as I said earlier, I can't remember what driver I was talking about, but these guys were fitting in with blazing pedals, just coming in, man. And good job out there, Silky. Eddie, I see you, buddy. Then who else we got out here? Dave Seats, which he's drove for us before, and he just started back running in the 17th spot, or ahead of where he started. Who else we got? Chris Carroll. We ain't gonna talk about him. He's already ran a couple races. He's old guy now.
Yeah, he kind of vetted his way in at this point. He's got a win. He's going to be racing for a championship here in a few races. So, unfortunately, though, it looks like the number 24 kind of having a rough night, Terry. He's down 23 spots. He's sitting in 24th, a few laps down for that number 24.
Somebody's name we really haven't said a whole lot about tonight, sitting in 32nd. Driver at 83, Joe Alberico. He had something at the start of the race that put him some laps down. But Joe, he's fairly new to the league. I think he's with Speed Mafia guys, ain't he?
Yes, he is.
Yeah, I'm learning, buddy. Mark Arthur's still sitting in the pits, showing 35 laps down now. Or 20. Man, this thing is jumping all over the place. I'm showing 26 on Mark Arthur. Is that right?
Let me take a look here. I'm showing Mark Arthur 29 right now.
No. I'm talking about laps down. 27 laps?
Oh, I'm not sure how many laps down he is.
Okay.
I'm just being honest. I'm not 100% sure.
Let's go back up. I'll go back up the front here. Brian Dees is getting a nice lead over to the over Taylor Butcher Benjamin. Little 0.65, 68, 0.7 lead over second place Taylor Butcher Benjamin.
Yeah, he hasn't really gotten too much of a lead on Taylor. I mean, the last time we talked about the lead, he was only about 7/10 ahead, so he's gained about 2/10 so far. Not sure if Taylor might have wore his tires out trying to get through the field, but starting to lose ground to that number 17.
A battle we've kind of seen all night here is with that 32 and the 1, and they are back here battling. 32 of Andy Poliski got around. Dalton Kilroy must be coming out of pits. Or Time Roscoe.
Yeah, Time Roscoe bringing it down pit side.
I'm going to stay on Time Roscoe to see what he plans on doing.
All right, so you keep an eye on him. We'll go back up to the front and look at Taylor Butcher Benjamin running in second, Andy Poliski running in third, Dalton Kilroy running in fourth, Rick Thompson sitting in fifth. I'd like to point out that my pick tonight, Joshua Rutherford, is being quiet, but he's having a great night. He's sitting in 10th position right now as these guys start their green flag pit stops.
Time Roscoe, as I stayed on him, he come in, got a whole tank of fuel and 4 fresh rubbers.
All right, so Time Roscoe taking another set of General tires with 128 laps complete here in Nashville. We're on lap 129. Not a whole lot longer left, Terry.
No, and as we said earlier, I can tell you exactly when it was, about lap 48, 53. We had them 2 cautions back to back almost, and seems like these guys have started to settle down, work on this, one at a time. That's all you have to do.
Yeah, patience is definitely what's going to win you a race, and somebody who hasn't won yet this season is the number 17 of Brian Dees. In a good position right now to take one home tonight.
44 Aaron Bach over in that brand new car. Actually, he's doing pretty good out there. I don't believe he's got a lap back yet.
He's trying to make his way around the number 22 of Brad Collins, also another Speed Mafia member. Aaron Bach over a member of TNA. Going for the banner right now.
He's got a long way to go.
Right now, as it sits, Terry, since we're talking about the banner, Chris Legoo is holding the banner right now. Could we see a possible Mr. 3-time?
Oh, yeah. We call him Mr. 2-time. He got 2 in a row. I think that was just because the rest of us just wrecked out and just felt sorry for him.
Well, regardless, right now he's trying to get that banner for TNA Motorsports. Remember, you can check out TNA Motorsports on Facebook and check out Shop Talk every Monday night where they talk about their race and Blazing Pedals as a whole. So go check that out on Facebook.
Back up front here, I'm kind of watching Tom Roscoe work around the 19 car. Who is the 19? That's Harmon, ain't it?
That's Bruce Pearson.
Bruce Pearson. Man, I don't know why I can't remember these guys. I'm getting old.
Well, a lot of guys coming down for green flag pit stops there, and it looks like Brian Dees, our race leader, is on pit road. If you want to go ahead and watch him, see what he does with strategy, that gives it over to Dalton Kilrow in the number 41. I would imagine with our fuel window being 30 to 35 laps that this will be our last set of green flag pit stops for the evening.
Brian Dees slowly at 45 mile an hour coming to his pits. Slams on the brakes, gets a nice stop there.
Keeping an eye here on Dalton Kilrow, seeing when he's going to elect to come down pit road. Keeps it out on track once again. Paul Ellison in the number 55 bringing it down pit side. It's going to give second place over to the number 19 of Bruce Pearson.
Brian Dees down and away. Four-fresh General Tires, full tank of fuel. Oh, he's getting sideways.
Is he going to save it? Good save, but that's going to lose a lot of time.
Yeah, that's going to hurt him real bad.
He's going to have to get the pedal down and get moving in that number 17. Might have flat spotted the tires just a little bit, not sure. But really good save coming off pit road. Them tires are cold, Brian. Got to warm them up. We'll have to see where he slots back in after green flag pit stops here. Is Dalton Kilrow bringing it down pit side. And along with Bruce Pearson, that's going to give the race lead over to, it looks like, Taylor Butcher Benjamin.
Dalton Kilrow slides into his spot, comes to a dead stop there. Putting that fuel in, it looks like he's taking four tires also, Sam.
We got our eye on the number 10 of Taylor Butcher Benjamin. The last time he pit was lap 131. He is your race leader as of right now. Teammate Ty Morosco right behind him, running in second. And Speed Mafia member Rick Thompson, and that number 76 running in third. All of them have taken their last pit stop, I imagine. Unless Ty Morosco has it. He hasn't pit yet. It looks like he's still out there running laps. Last pit on lap number 99.
Sam, something I just caught was that 89 of Phil Van Fleet still sitting in the pits. I'm going to run down and talk to him, see if he's going to be able to get that 89 back out.
All right, Terry. And while Terry does that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and go side by side. You won't miss a thing. Stick around.
Shut up and sit down.
We are back live again. Watching Taylor Butcher Benjamin in that 10 car just making an easy night of this now. He is now almost 3 seconds in front of second place Ty Morosco. And see, Rick Thompson, after everything that's went on with him, he's now running in third place. I did get a chance to go down and talk to Phil Van Fleet. He did say if the race isn't over by the time his repairs are done, he will be back out on the track.
So I'd like to point out that the number one at Ty Morosco last pit on lap 99, and I'm wondering how he's managing to keep it out there. He's got 16 laps to go, 17 laps to go. I don't think that number one machine can make it as they try to make quick work of the lap car of Jason Powell, number 18. 3 wide. Rick Thompson's trying to push it 3 wide. Slots back in. Brian Dees after that mishap coming off pit road, trying to get backed up to the front of the field here. Last pit on lap 133, but Dalton Kilrow last pit on 136. We know Captain Save Fuel is good to go till the end, but can he run down the race leaders and make something happen?
Something I want to point out, Sam, with TBB, he is right now in 6th in our point standings. This win here tonight, if he wins this race, here in what we got, 15 laps somewhere in there, that will put him automatically into the chase.
Back up to the front of the field, Taylor Butcher Benjamin has about a 4-second gap over second place Rick Thompson as it stands right now. 15 laps to go for the number 10. Can he hold him off and get a win?
Looking at the pit times between Thompson and Benjamin, Thompson is only in for 10.40 seconds. Is that enough to change 4 tires or maybe just the rights?
I'm not sure. Maybe he took right sides only, Terry. Maybe a little bold strategy by the Godfather out of Speed Mafia.
And looking down through the line, Dalton Kilrow, a 10-second stop. This is interesting. I just wondered if that was their strategy, if that's what they actually did.
Maybe, but Brian D's trying to get around the 76 right now. Just can't quite get there. If they did take 2 tires, they are working for these drivers.
Looks like the 41, Dalton Kilrow, just back there minding his time. It doesn't look like he's in a hurry just yet. Yeah, we still got, 12 laps or so to go here, 13 laps.
Got 13 laps to go here, and a lot could happen. We could have a caution come out. And these drivers need to conserve their tires still because this is a concrete racing surface. It will eat those general tires up in a hurry. So whoever can manage their tires the best here on this last little run is going to be the ones to prevail. Taylor Butcher Benjamin still your race leader. 3.9 second gap over second place Rick Thompson with Brian Dees and Dalton Kilrow right behind him.
I jumped in the car here with Dalton Kilrow. I just want to see if he's going to live up to his name tonight, Captain Save Fuel. From what I'm watching, Sam, he is not saving fuel tonight. And these guys should have enough now to finish the race. They've pitted, lap 130, 136 area, and we're at 151. So they've only got 20-some laps on the fuel they're running in. So they all should be okay.
Ty Morosco is falling back to 5th place right now. Right behind him, number 32, Vandy Poliski. 6th place, Mike Hamlin in that number 15, having a good run still, sitting in 7th spot.
Sam, we already know Dalton Kilrow. He is locked in definitely. He's won a couple races this season. Another guy we're looking at is Brian Dees. He has not had a win yet this season. So he really needs to get up there and make some noise on TBB.
10 laps to go. Coming around this time, it will be 9 laps to go. We're going to be quiet here for just a second as we go ahead and show the in-car of TBB. Go on board with them.
I don't know where it was.
Caution on the speedway with 9 laps to go. You saw the reaction from Taylor Butcher Benjamin live. Obviously not too happy about that yellow coming out. Now what do you do? Looks like the 17 might have been involved here, maybe with a teammate. We're going to take a look here as we go on the chopper camera. Coming off of turn number 4. Oh, Brian Dees with a mechanical failure on that race car. Looks like a tie rod might have broken on the left front of the number 17 going down the front stretch. Interesting turn of events here. That is the wildest thing I've ever seen here. That is crazy. Brian Dees had a great night going, has a broken tie rod, and sends that 17 into the outside retaining wall, collecting a couple other drivers. Taylor Butcher Benjamin now is going to have to hold these guys off. He had a 4-second lead. Now he's going to have to hold off a hard-charging Dalton Kilrow and everybody else who's deciding to come in and take tires right now.
Well, Sam, as the commentary curse goes, we talk about Brian Dees. He is the one that caused that.
Yeah, Terry, we were just talking about that, and it looked like the 17 just had a broken tie rod on the left front of that race car and put him into the outside retaining wall.
Bad night for that 17 car, definitely.
Race control coming in saying the 17 will be getting the EOL. Not sure it's going to matter with how much damage that race car had. He's probably going to be putting it on the hauler, and we will be seeing him next week at Watkins Glen.
Finally, a racetrack I really enjoy running on. I love Watkins Glen. Road course out in New York. Man, it's going to be nice.
Well, a little fun fact is that it has gotten updated on iRacing, so we will be seeing the runoff areas maybe be used a little bit next week, Terry.
Well, that'd be pretty cool.
So we were watching Taylor Butcher Benjamin live. Once the caution came out, he threw his arm up in frustration. Thought he might have had something here. Looks like they're going to be 2 to green. And Terry, right now, it looks like it's pretty much anybody's race. You got Taylor Butcher Benjamin in first, Dalton Kilrow second, Paul Ellis in third, Tanner Marr back there in fourth, Bruce Pearson, he's up there in fifth, and Chris Legoo sitting in sixth position. I'd like to point out, too, that there is a few drivers back here. Rick Thompson being the first one, came in and took tires, lap 155. And Ty Morosco, Andy Poliski, Mike Hamlin, Corey Rutherford, Kyle Wellman, and Joshua Rutherford all looks like they're on fresh General tires here for this last. Looks like it's going to be a 4-lap shootout when we get the green flag. Right now it is anybody's race.
Sam, that was on Brian Dees, and he had a packet loss, bud.
That's interesting. I wanted to point out, Terry, I was wondering if it was something like that, but we did lose him in Discord, but it's a shame. Having a great run tonight.
Yeah, it was definitely a win that he had to try to get tonight to, guarantee his spot.
Well, Terry, we're 2x2. We re-racked them. Taylor Butcher Benjamin's got 4 laps to lock himself into the playoffs.
You do realize we have 3 green and white checkers, right?
I do, but I'm being optimistic. I think these guys are going to finish these last 4 in style.
Oh, it's going to be definitely in style. We know how these guys are.
Taylor Butcher Benjamin is going to have his finger on the trigger, hand on the trigger, as we like to say.
Sam, look at 5th and 6th place up there. Chris Legue. Oh, my God.
And
That's
Bruce
cool.
Pearson, yeah. Coming down to the restart zone. It's in the hands of Taylor Butcher Benjamin, as we said. Green flag back out in the air here at Nashville. 4 laps to go.
TBB gets a heck of a jump on that 41.
Yeah, he's got a good restart, but will he be able to hold off the hard-charging number 41 of Dalton Kilrow?
Well, I'm wondering if the 55 is going to be able to hold off the 4 of Tanner Marr. Tanner was all over him.
Tanner Marr looking to the bottom side of the racetrack, trying to go to the inside of the 55. 55's not going to give him the room. And keep 3rd place, but back up to the front. Dalton Kilrow looking to the inside, making a move to the outside of Taylor Butcher Benjamin. Can't get there, though. Taylor's going to block him going into turns 1 and 2. We got to keep an eye on this. 3 laps to go. 3 laps to go. Down into turns 1 and 2. Dalton Kilrow is trying to make a move off of turn 2. He cannot get a run. Down the back straightaways, looking to the outside. Taylor's going to block him. Going down into turns 3 and 4.
We got a heck of a battle here with Rick Thompson, Wellman, Rutherford. All of them back here just battling, trying to get that spots.
See that at the top side of your screen, ladies and gentlemen. But the real battle is between the leaders. Popsicle sticks in the air for the number 10. Dalton trying everything he can. Lap traffic might play a part in this. What will happen? Down the back straightaway, 2 to go. Taylor's going to duck off and block the inside once again. Dalton Kilrow looking to the high side, maybe trying a different line. He's going to try a high to low. Exit real low, get a run off the corner. Looking to the inside of the number 10. He's going to get there. Side by side. White flag. White flag presented by Priority Auto. Down into turns 1 and 2, side-by-side teammates, Dalton Kilrow, Taylor Butcher Benjamin. Taylor is racing hard. He gets loose coming off of turn number 2. He's going to try and side draft the number 41 of Dalton Kilrow going into turns 3 and 4. Who's going to get it? Taylor's going to lift a little early, maybe try and get a run coming out of turn number 4. Dalton's pushing up the racetrack. Coming out of turn number 4. Taylor's looking to the inside. Give the race win to Dalton Kilrow in the number 41.
Looks like the 41 of Kilrow may have thrown a block on, but hey, he's not do that. And look who come in 3rd, kind of a new driver with the league. Paul Ellison in that 55 car. Tanner Marr across the line, and what did he come in 4th place? Man, Tanner Marr, third time Morosco. Good run.
Awesome run by the number 41 coming back. Just had brain surgery a few weeks ago. Coming back and getting a win here. Taylor Butcher Benjamin, hard fought. He can't be sad about that one. And Paul Ellison, amazing run for the number 55 and work in progress racing. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and take a quick commercial break. And when we return, post-race interviews. Stick around.
Shut up and sit down.
Back live here on Turn 3 Racing Network, and we're going to get our third place finisher. Driver of the number 55, Paul Ellison, Sam and Terry Nabutu. You got a copy?
Yeah, I've got you.
Well, man, you know, we were talking about you a little bit tonight, but we kind of saw you in mid-pack a little bit. Tell us about your race and tell us how you got up here and get third place finish, man.
Just patience. Just letting the race come to me. The car drove better to me at night during practice, and I was just waiting for the nighttime to come and see what I could do with it. Thought I'd messed up because I didn't have tires there at the end, but ended up working out.
Well, I tell you what, man, you had a great run tonight. Is there anybody on that number 55 that you want to give a shout out to since you got third place?
Yeah, we just go, of course, TRJ Karting, Michael Falk Design, Savage Edge, CRJ Graphics, of course, y'all with Turn 3, Butt Kicker, Mullet Music Productions, and I'm going to say what's up to my dad and stepmom who watch these all the time, and my buddy Victor.
All right, man. Well, we don't want to keep you too long.
I have one thing for him, Sam. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Go ahead. Ask him anything you want. He got third place. He should be living the dream right now. It's a great finish.
That's right. Well, first off, man, awesome job. You're a new driver to the league. Great job there to third. But you was one of the guys I talked to this afternoon before this race even started. I asked you what your keys was for tonight, and you just said it to Sam. Patience on the throttle, and dude, it worked for you.
Yeah, it did. I consider myself a pretty patient person, and most of the time it don't work out for me. I usually end up getting wrecked, but it worked this time.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, that was driver of the number 55, Paul Ellison, having a great finish tonight, finishing in third. And Terry, we got to go ahead and get our second place finisher up here in the booth. And that would be driver of the number 10, Taylor Butcher Benjamin. Sam and Terry up in the booth. Do you got a copy?
Yeah, I do.
Buddy, we was talking about you a little bit. You really needed to win tonight. We had got about 5 races, I think, left before we hit the chase. And but, I mean, you're still sitting 6 in points. What was your expectations for this tonight?
Well, I was I've run well here in the past, but kind of figured around the top 5, and a lot of weird, crazy sequences of events happen and tire strategies and all. And I thought I had it made, especially when Brian had that little issue coming off pit road, and then I don't know what happened with his wheel or something, and that really was a crusher. Although I still thought I could hold Dalton off. I'm honestly surprised he didn't get. He had an extra set of tires, but made sense for him to stay out because track position. Just one more lap, and I would have just kept it a little lower off the turn 4 coming to the white and not let him get underneath me. I might have been able to block him off a little bit, but yeah, that's a tough one to swallow.
Well, bud, you still got second place out of it. Hell of a job out of that 10 car tonight. Who you have on it to thank?
I'll thank Buck Kicker, of course, and MFRD and Savage Edge. You guys for doing the broadcast. PGR Graphics. I got to apologize to Derek because I made myself look like a buffoon under caution. I don't know if y'all caught that on the replay or not, but we're all checking up. This was early on, and yeah, we were all checking up, and I accidentally ran the back of him and spun him around under yellow. So that was stupid on my part, but luckily you didn't tear up the car and still got a good night out of it. Just, man, I'm going to be thinking about that for a while, as you can probably imagine.
Well, we got Watkins Glen next week, bud, so it's a road course, so I'd have to look at your stats, see what you've done there. But anyway, we'll get you back down to your team, and good second place there, buddy.
Yep, let's try to go get him at the Glen. Obviously, I'm not the greatest road course person, but just keep digging. That's all I can do.
Yeah, boy.
That was driver of the number 10, Taylor Butcher Benjamin, coming home in second place tonight. And we only got but one person left to interview. Go ahead and get him up here in the booth. That is driver of the number 41, Dalton Kilroy. Sam and Terry up in the booth. Dude, you got a copy?
Sir.
All right, man. Well, you kind of ran mid-pack a little bit. We were worried about you a little bit there. What made it so you could bring it home tonight? Had to battle a teammate. Did you guys have any kind of strategy going on there, or was it pretty much go all out?
Well, I know for me, I was kind of being stupid tonight. And as of right now, I still have 2 sets of tires in the pits. So it certainly wasn't the smartest decisions I was making, especially on that last green flag run. But, I stretched out the fuel, got it, a little bit fresher tires than, my other teammates, and started making some runs. That one caution for Brian's mechanical issue that he had really lucked me into it, because I had I don't know how many lap fresher tires, like 5 lap fresher tires than Taylor, and I wasn't gonna catch him at all unless that caution had come out. So I'm glad that Brian's okay, because we were kind of worried. We weren't hearing anything over the team radio, and then we saw you disconnected. So I'm glad he's okay. And I'm glad Taylor and I could battle there for the win. I feel bad for taking one from him, but after me missing a couple weeks due to my surgery and making a bunch of mistakes last week, I needed something to redeem myself. So just glad I could bring the 41 car home.
Well, it was a hard-fought victory. You had to battle your teammate to get it. Who do you got to thank on that, number 41?
Got to thank Daddy O's Barbershop, trjkarting.com, Butt Kicker, Savage Edge Apparel, Michael Falk Racing Designs, everybody else at MFRD, CGR Graphics. God, who else? Both you guys for doing the broadcast for us. Everybody else at Turn 3 for tuning in, and everybody else at Blazing Pedals for making this league what it is.
All right, Terry, you got anything for our race winner?
Actually, I do. I mean, I'll tell you what, Dalton, what we're going to do. I told you the other day I wanted to talk to you a little bit. So you already mentioned the surgery you had. You raced last week with us, and I know the day before that you ran a 24, and this is really the first time we've got to talk to you. How is, because I know you use VR, and I think you use a headset also like I do. How's this working out for you?
Right now, my neck is killing me. It's weird because with the VR, I've got it very kind of loose on my head, so that way it's not, getting too tight. Because I mean, even though it's been, it's been almost 2 months since the surgery, there's still a bunch of inflammation, especially like right around the area where they made the cut. So I'm trying to make sure that the headset's not like pushing down on that inflammation too much. Or at least the VR headset. The regular audio headset's fine. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, I've just been before the race here tonight, I had sorry, I'm hearing people talking in the race chat. What was it? Before this race, I had like a heating pad on my neck because the inflammation kind of makes everything tighten up, especially after a little extended period of time. So one of these races is just about as long as I can do. But no, I know as soon as I get this thing off, I'm gonna be getting me an ice pack, probably some Tylenol, and trying to get some sleep because Jesus Christ, my head hurts.
Well, I ain't going to keep you no more, man. I just want to make sure you're okay, and it sounds like you are. I mean, this is your 3rd win for the season. Great job. I mean, I'm pretty sure that still locks you into the first place points there. So congratulations, Sam. We'll move you back down where you belong.
Thank you.
Your race winner, Dalton Kilroy, the number 41. And that's going to do it for us here on Turn 3 Racing Network. Myself and Terry Foster. We'll see you again next week. We appreciate everybody for coming out. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe. We'll see you in the next one. You all have a good one. Later.